Previously, I thought cilantro would wilt, spoil, and lose its aroma no matter how long it was stored, until I tried these methods. Hello, it's great to see you again on the Clever Tricks channel. Today, I want to share with you a few small but super useful tips for keeping cilantro fresh for longer. On days when vegetables are cheap, you can buy a little extra to stock up, so when you need them, you can just take them out without having to throw them away or run to the market to buy more. In this video, I'll show you several different ways to preserve cilantro. All methods are effective, especially the ones at the end. Choose the one that suits you best. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language. Comment below and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. Method 1. Preservation using aluminum foil. Cilantro has been quickly rinsed under clean running water. Drain thoroughly or gently pat dry with paper towels. Vegetables with standing water will easily become soggy when wrapped in aluminum foil. Spread the aluminum foil on the table. Arrange the cilantro stems straight. Do not fold or crush the leaves. If the bunch is large, place a thin layer of paper towel under the base of the bunch. Roll the aluminum foil tightly, but don't press it down too hard. You can poke 1 or 2 small holes in the aluminum foil to let the vegetables breathe. Place the cilantro packet in the refrigerator, the vegetable compartment. Avoid placing it too close to the cabinet wall. It gets too cold. Fresh cilantro can be stored for 7 to 14 days. It retains its green color, aroma, and leaves are less prone to falling off. If the cilantro is slightly wilted, cut off the roots, soak in water for 5 minutes, dry, wrap again. Do not wrap it together with green onions or dill. I find wrapping cilantro in aluminum foil very convenient and easy to do. No need for a box or Ziploc bag. The cilantro stays green for a week and the roots are less likely to rot. For daily cooking, this method is highly recommended. Method 2. Storing vegetables vertically using plastic bottles. First, cut the plastic bottle in half horizontally. Wipe the inside clean and dry. Place a layer of dry paper towels at the bottom body of the bottle. Arrange the cilantro vertically, roots facing down. Do not pack too tightly, leave some space. Ensure the leaves are not bent or crushed. If the bunch of vegetables is long, you can trim the stems, but don't cut the leaves. Place the bottle cap, with the top facing down, on top. No need to tighten the cap, just loosely close it. You can poke 1 to 2 small holes in the bottle for ventilation. Place the bottle of cilantro in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. Avoid placing it against the refrigerator wall or near the freezer. Cilantro will stay fresh for 7 to 10 days. If the herbs are slightly wilted, cut off the roots, soak in water for 5 minutes, dry, put back into the bottle. Do not store with onions, garlic, or ripe fruit. The herbs remain green with minimal leaf shedding and a mild aroma. In my opinion, putting cilantro in a halved plastic bottle is very convenient and tidy, especially for small refrigerators. The herbs are less likely to get damaged, and it's easy to take out small amounts at a time, making it very suitable for daily family cooking. Method 3. For short-term preservation, about 2 months. Prepare a large bowl full of water. Add a little baking soda and a teaspoon of salt. Stir well and soak the cilantro in it for 10 minutes. Baking soda helps remove pesticide residue, while salt disinfects. Then rinse thoroughly with clean water until the water runs clear. Dry completely. You can use kitchen paper towels. Cilantro spoils easily if it remains damp. Once dry, wrap the cilantro in plastic wrap. Where are you from? It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Squeeze out all the air and refrigerate. This method will keep the cilantro fresh for about 2 months. Method 4. Wrapping cilantro in kitchen paper towels. Lay a sheet of kitchen paper towel on the table. If you have a lot of cilantro, you can fold it in half or use 2 to 3 sheets stacked on top of each other. Place the cilantro on the paper towel and gently roll it up. Make sure both the leaves and the roots are wrapped, but not too tightly. Put the rolled cilantro into a Ziploc bag or plastic container. Cover loosely. Do not seal completely to avoid air trapping. Preservation in the refrigerator's vegetable drawer. Cilantro will stay fresh longer thanks to the paper towels retaining just the right amount of moisture while absorbing excess moisture. Tip: you can shock cilantro with ice water before storing it, or if your cilantro is wilting, you can also use this method to revive it. First, prepare a bowl of ice water and soak the cilantro in it for about 5 minutes. The cold water will help to dry the surface of the leaves, stimulate the cells to close, helping the cilantro retain its deep green color and wilt more slowly. Afterward, remove the cilantro from the water. Let it drain completely on a dry paper towel and store it however you like. The first time I tried it, the cilantro stayed fresh much longer. The leaves were a deep green and looked incredibly appealing. But remember one thing: it must be completely dry before storing. Otherwise, the cilantro will easily wilt. I find this method extremely convenient and easy to do. Almost every household can use it. Cilantro stays fresh for about a month. The leaves are crisp, the color is natural green, and the aroma is still distinct. It's suitable even for busy families who want to prepare cilantro a few days in advance. Method 5. After washing the coriander thoroughly and letting it drain completely, we begin the first step in preserving it. Place the entire bunch of vegetables in a Ziploc bag, leaving the stems and leaves exposed. Do not compress them tightly. Leave a gap of 0.5 to 1 centimeter to allow moisture to escape, preventing the vegetables from becoming soggy inside the bag. Next, place the bag of vegetables in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. You can place the bag horizontally or vertically. Avoid placing vegetables near areas that are too cold, close to the cooling coils, as this can cause freezer burn. If the vegetables are very dry before being placed in the bag, they can be stored for 5 to 7 days. If they are still slightly damp, they will last for about 3 to 5 days before the leaves start to turn yellow. This method is extremely simple. Just wash, dry, and put in a Ziploc bag. While it doesn't preserve cilantro for as long as wrapping it in paper towels, it's quick and convenient if you're using it within a few days. I find this a very convenient option for busy days. Method 6. Let's start with a bunch of fresh parsley. Pick it up and look closely. The leaves that are still green, fresh, and soft are the ones we want to keep. As for the leaves that have turned yellow, slightly wilted or bruised, gently pick them off. This not only makes the dough look more beautiful after making, but also retains a more natural, pleasant aroma. I usually separate each branch one by one, observing while doing it, as if I were taking care of a small bunch of vegetables in my kitchen. Just slow down a bit. You will see that everything becomes much neater and cleaner. Then I cut off the roots, but don't throw them away yet. It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. This part can still be used to make soups, broths, or stews. Just wash and store them properly, and you will find them very useful whenever you want to add a little light fragrance to your dishes. Now let's move on to the stems. This is the part you need to pay a little attention to. The stems that are too big and too hard should be discarded because when dried, they are difficult to grind and can make the powder less smooth. The small, soft, and fresh stems should be kept because they still contain the characteristic aroma of coriander. Where are you watching this video from? Leave a comment and let me know. There is nothing better than the feeling of being connected to people from all over the world. The thick and hard stems of coriander, although not suitable for making powder, are ideal for making broths, soups, or stews because they help create a stronger aroma. Just wash it thoroughly and add it to the dish. You will feel the fragrance spread naturally and pleasantly. After selecting the freshest coriander, it is time to clean it. Put the coriander in a bowl of clean water. At this point, you may see that sometimes there is still a little dirt stuck to the roots or under the leaves. This is completely normal, and that is the reason why this washing step not only helps the vegetables to be cleaner, but also helps us feel more secure when preserving them for a long time. I usually add a little white vinegar to the water. You don't need much, just a small amount is enough. Vinegar helps remove small dirt and cleans the vegetables while still retaining their natural light fragrance. Use your hands to gently stir the coriander as if you were gently caressing each leaf. No need to squeeze hard, no need to rub too hard. Just let the water wash away what is unnecessary and retain its natural freshness. How many times do you usually wash coriander at home? Some people wash it twice. Some people wash it until the water is completely clear. Either way is fine, as long as you feel secure and comfortable. When the water is clean, gently scoop out the coriander and place it in a basket to drain. At this point, you can take a moment to look at the vegetables. The leaves are still green, still fresh, and the familiar scent is still intact. When the vegetables have drained, we move on to the next step, drying them briefly before drying so that the coriander powder will be fragrant, smooth, and retain its beautiful green color. Do you usually use a cloth or paper towel to dry the vegetables? Please share your method. I would love to hear your familiar kitchen habits. You can spread the coriander leaves on a clean towel, cotton towel, or kitchen paper towel. Gently spread them out so that the leaves do not overlap too much. This helps the leaves dry evenly and retain their natural green color. No need to wait for the leaves to dry completely. We just need to dry off the excess water before drying, so that when exposed to heat, the vegetables do not become soft or change color due to the remaining moisture. Does your family do this step, or do you usually put the vegetables in the dryer? If you try this method, you will find that the vegetables dry faster and are much more fragrant. When the leaves are no longer too wet, feel soft and there is no water on the surface, we are ready for the main step, drying with heat. If you have an oven, simply spread the coriander leaves evenly on a tray, avoiding overlapping the leaves. Then, put it in the oven at about 160 to 180 degrees Celsius, 320 to 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes. This moderate heat helps the vegetables dry slowly and evenly, retaining their soft green color and natural aroma without burning or darkening. If you want to know how to keep coriander fresh for many days, just leave a comment and I will send you the link. While you wait, you can open the oven to check. Just make sure the leaves are lighter, dry, crispy, and crumbly. If you don't have an oven, you can absolutely dry your coriander in a pan. Just put the herbs in a clean pan, turn on low or medium heat, and stir constantly. This process usually takes about 15 to 25 minutes, but in return, you will enjoy a pleasant aroma spreading throughout your kitchen. Once the leaves are completely dry, light and crumbly to the touch, turn off the heat and let the leaves cool naturally before moving on to the next step. Now, we have two types of coriander, one oven-dried and one pan-dried. Let's take a closer look. Oven-dried coriander usually retains its natural green color better, looks beautiful, and smells great. It's wonderful. Pan-fried vegetables are just as dry and crispy as oven-dried vegetables, but the color is a bit darker. However, the scent is still very attractive and pleasant. Once the vegetables are completely dried and cooled, we move on to the step that many people really enjoy. Turn dried coriander leaves into a fine, lightly fragrant powder. Simply crush the leaves with your hands. Little by little, the feeling of the dry leaves crumbling in your hand is very interesting, like you are touching something natural. If you like a really fine powder, you can grind it more finely. If you like a slightly coarse powder to make it look nicer when sprinkled on food, then keeping it slightly coarse is also great. Do you like it completely fine or a little coarse? Each has its own benefits, and of course, if you want it really smooth, you can use a dry mill. Once the powder has reached the consistency you desire, transfer it to a clean, dry, airtight glass jar. Using a clear jar is also very nice because you can see the soft green color of the coriander powder every time you open the lid. A pleasant feeling in your kitchen. Remember to store the jar of powder in a cool, dry place, away from moisture and direct sunlight. It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. This preservation method helps coriander powder retain its natural aroma for a long time. Very convenient for daily meals. And now for the part that most of you are curious about. What is coriander powder used for? You can sprinkle it on grilled chicken, pan-fried fish, baked potatoes, or mix it into salads. Just a small amount is enough to give a light aroma that makes the dish more attractive, more beautiful, and more flavorful. No need for too many spices. Sometimes just a little bit of the subtle aroma of coriander can make a meal much more harmonious and delicious. You can also apply this method to many other herbs such as parsley, basil, or dill. If you liked these tips, please hit like and share them with your friends who enjoy cooking. If you have any more great food preservation tips, please share them in the comments. See you in the next video with more useful tips for everyday life.